Good morning, Kings. Today we turn to Psalm 119, verse 45. And I shall walk in a wide place, for I have sought your precepts. You might be reading this and wonder, what does it mean to walk in a wide place? And what does this have anything to do with seeking God's precepts? Well, a wide place is a Jewish idiom referring to freedom and peace. Another, parallel example, or should I say the opposite example, that would be between a rock and a hard place. You know, but actually its original usage goes back to Genesis 26, where Isaac is having conflict over wells, and he's had to move several times. And it says in verse 22, and he moved from there and dug another well, and they did not quarrel over it. So he called the place Rehoboth, and that word means freedom. It's the Jewish idiom that we're using. For now the Lord has made room for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. So this expression does mean a little bit more than just freedom. It means God has made a place for us, and we're going to have peace and flourish there. In the context of the psalmist, he uses the word and shall meaning it's going to be a future event, and the word and connects it back to the previous verse, which spoke about keeping God's laws continuously forever and ever. So this is talking about our eternal home, a place that God is preparing for us, a wide place, a place for us to flourish. Jesus says in John 14, verses 1 to 3, let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many rooms. If it were not so, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? If I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and I will take you to myself, that where I am, you may be also. So Jesus is preparing a place for us. That is the new heavens and the new earth. And we will flourish because he will be with us and because he has given us good commandments. Now, if you're still having a hard time connecting how laws, which seem to be restrictions, how are these going to help us flourish? Well, let me give you an illustration. Right? We're all subject to the law of gravity. It's inescapable. But if you think about it, you can't do much without it. I can't run, I can't play sports. Think about it. Is there anything realistically? There's a lot you can't do if it wasn't for gravity, right? Now we can't escape it, but that one law enables us to do so much. And it's the same thing with God's laws. But I think another way to think about it is when we get to the new heavens and the new earth, things are going to be a lot easier because we're going to have new glorified bodies. The old sinful world will have passed away. So there's a lot more we'll be able to do, and we'll have better conditions to be able to do it. Now, I'm going to share with you something that I learned this past week in church. Right? I was listening to a great sermon, and the preacher finished with the 10 Commandments. And he said you can either see these as prohibitions or you can see these as future promises. So I'm going to read you a condensed list of the 10 Commandments, and I want you to view these from the point of view of promises of this place, the new heavens and the new earth, instead of prohibitions. Okay? You shall have no other gods. You shall not have idols. You shall not misuse the Lord's name. You shall not neglect to keep the day of rest. You shall not dishonor your parents. You shall not murder, commit adultery, steal, lie, or covet. Now, I don't know about you, but I have a hard time keeping these perfectly, especially to the standard that Jesus set in the Sermon on the Mount. Okay, scratch that. Let's be honest here. I fail at keeping these perfectly, right? So I'm looking forward to eternity where I'll be able to keep these things forever and ever. For now, I struggle. But there will come a time when we'll be in heaven and we'll be able to live the way that we were supposed to with God. Amen? For your reflection questions for today, how does the promise of Jesus preparing a place for us shape our perspective on our current struggles? And how might seeing God's commands as future promises help us pursue them more fully? Well, that's it for today. I'll close with a reading from Revelation 21, 1-4. Then I saw a new heaven and new earth, for the old heaven and the old earth had passed away, and the sea was also gone. And I saw a holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down from God out of heaven like a bride beautifully dressed for her husband. I heard a loud shout from the throne saying, "Look, God's home is now among his people. He will live with them, and they will be his people. God himself will be with them. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and there will be no more death, or sorrow, or crying, or pain, for these things are gone forever." Have a great day, Kings.